In terms of when I think of, just a bit of a different topic, but when I think of like decision making and leadership, what's a leadership lesson, because you're obviously a leader, what's a leadership lesson you've had to learn the hard way?
Had to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, like I wouldn't exactly say I'm a leader in my current teams at the moment. I'm very much still trying to sort of, at the Steelers, you know, I've played a lot of games, but you compare what I've done in the rugby world to someone like Brody, who's our captain, or even Sunshin, who's, you know, a year younger than me, but still he's, you know, with this international, you know, standard play that, you know, but a lesson that I've learned the hard way, the close, you know, a leadership role that I did have was at university in Japan. I was the vice captain of my team. I worked with our captain, was originally a baseball player, but he just had and he wasn't the greatest footy player. He didn't really play many official games, but he was an unbelievable human in terms of just setting an example of how you should train, a work ethic and those sort of things, and the importance of earning the right to sort of point the finger. Early in university, it was one training where sort of the boys had finished up, I was injured and I'd been on the side. I had some really strange back issues in my first year, and it wasn't long after arriving, there was this one training, one thing I could do was line outs. So everyone finished this sort of grueling training and everyone's, you know, really tired and stuff, and I say, right, let's go do some, you know, extra line outs. Me sort of eager to do something, and no one really showed a lot of, if like sort of, no one reacted to what I was saying, or no one was going to help me out. And I was like, guys, we need to be better than this, you know. You guys aren't willing to work hard, and here's me sitting on the side for like an entire training session watching these guys, you know, doing their running, doing their, you know, contact drills and stuff. And one of the older boys, he just said, well, what have you been doing? And I was like, oh shit, hold on, like, you've been sitting on the side. I saw you sitting in the coach's chair. That was something that you don't do in Japan. You don't sit in the kantoku's chair. I was the first foreigner at my uni, so I had all these little miniature rules that I had to learn. So a leadership lesson that I'd learnt was to be able to point the finger and say, you got to be better, or you got to do better. You got to be doing those things yourself. So you very much have to earn the right by, you know, the process, doing things, having the right attitude towards training, doing training and training well before you can then look at the person beside you and say, you're not doing enough, or you're not good enough here. So that's probably a lesson that I've learned the hard way. Yeah, definitely got an earful from some of the older boys, which they're right for. And I'm great mates with those guys now. And I respect that, even though I was the new kid in town and I was the first sort of import to the uni or whatever, he just stood by what he knew and he said, nah, like, shush, like that's not how we roll here. So
Did that like lesson click for you right away, or did you have to think about it a little bit?
I had to think about it. My first reaction was, it's like, well, stuff this guy. Like, I don't want to talk to him anymore. And I sort of had to cool off. But when I did, you know, and I spoke to whoever I may have spoken to about it, and it's, you just reflect on it. It's okay, this is what he meant. You know, he meant it the right way. No one's attacking me. But he just was saying, you know, earn your stripes before you start pointing fingers, which,
That's awesome.
Yeah, no,
that's
it was good.
Cool.
It was
that's
a great
cool
lesson.
Yeah.
I had to, you know, when you first asked that question, I'm not sure if I had any good
no,
sort of answers for you.
That's an awesome story.
I still remember.